Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome everyone again. We're here again on Ramadan Radio Rules for the second episode of the Revert family show. I'm excited again. Today I've got Brother Muhammad Dawood with me, and I've been excited to see him, so I'm excited to share the story together, the conversation that we're going to have. As always, this show is in connection with the charity Wolverhampton Muslim Outreach, a charity made by community members for the community to help anyone in their time of need by means of which they're able to support. You can get in contact with them via WhatsApp on 077 265 84473 to discuss your needs or how you're able to help. So before we get stuck in and introduce our guest today and share some of the things that he wants to discuss with us, I had some really good feedback last week. Something I'm quite surprised and overwhelmed with, So I want to share some of these responses from these people, so you can see the impact that these topics have on the lives of others from many different backgrounds. So whilst we were talking last week with my father, we had a text in saying, I've been looking forward to this show. Ahmed Didat was one of the greats. So he was a Muslim scholar of Christianity. Hashim and Faiza Wahid said, your Revert story is so inspirational and we are enjoying listening to you. Zainab said, it's an excellent show, well done. Yusuf said, thank you for sharing with the born Muslims. We don't realise the challenge that you face. And Tia, who's one of my cousins, actually said, I felt really very bad for not taking an interest sooner in what you believe in. I've stupidly not asked about your religion, but I've taken it upon myself to educate myself on other cultures. So thanks for sharing your video with me, okay? Hadia shared, MashaAllah, very good show. It's another good one. Amina said, I love this. This is a great way for people to really understand what Islam is about. And Carl, another one of my cousins, he said, I never knew your dad changed his name. So he changed his name from Tennessee to Muhammad Abdul Rahim. He said, he will listen to, we'll listen more and show some support. My auntie Joe, she said, it's so important you have faith in your life, otherwise you are a lost soul. Not only having a faith, but you are proud to share. Your dad has definitely done a good job. So it looks like she's given him his flowers before he's passed away. So there. And two of my dad's brothers got in touch. One said, I believe this is the first time I've heard his full testimony. So it was interesting when you think, the brothers had that conversation. And my other uncle said, you and your dad did well. Interesting questions on the subject, which actually led to a 2-hour conversation between them after the show, talking about things between what they wanted to speak about. Tawhida, one of my best friend's wives, passed the message on from my brother Tariq, said, my brother's wife and her mum reverted when she was a young child too, and alhamdulillah, it's lovely to have diversity in our family, as I feel it broadens our outlook in life. My brother Tariq, great show. We spend too much time judging each other on who's good and who is a bad Muslim, and we should concentrate on simply being a better Muslim. Because being a better Muslim makes you a good Muslim. Kevin, who's one of my uncles, he said, I've wanted to ask Muhammad these questions for the past 20 years, but never has been the right time or the right environment. It's very interesting. It left me with more questions about faith. It'd be good to speak to you and your dad when the lockdown ceases and I'm next in Wolves. And Carol was the final one. She said, this goes to show the power of a father's influence. They are so in tune. It's amazing. And to think that they've taken a further step onto the radio station, I think it was excellent, by the way. It was very insightful indeed, and I will tune in again and again to gain more understanding, even though I'm a devout Christian. Thanks for sharing. So you can see there's a varied responses there. But alhamdulillah, when you're going into something with the right intention, Allah puts barakah in that, the blessings, and you see things that happen that you didn't think. So like I was saying before the show, I just came on here to speak really, Revert show, speak to my dad, to see what people think, and you've had a great response, and I hope, inshallah, I hope it's the same for yourself, and also, I pray that Allah is pleased with my actions, and when interacting with people who listen, and make sure that I'm not influenced in a negative way, and I keep the right So yeah, so today my brother Dawood here, you know, and I've personally been excited about him coming onto the show, as I mentioned before the show to you. Yeah, I've had some of my friends saying, you know, Dawood, you know, his story's really good, so no pressure there.
Try.
But yeah, so it's been, yeah, so I've been pestering my dad as well for you to come on the show. So all week saying, you know, is he still coming? You know, is he confirmed?
That's confirmed.
So yeah, so it's good to have you. So, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm good. Okay.
Yeah?
How are you?
Very good, alhamdulillah. Very good. Yeah, so I see you quite a lot. So before the lockdown, yeah, I saw you quite a lot walking around. You're the man that you know, the Jamaican Muslim black man who has fully embraced the image of Islam. Yeah, you wear the clothing, the hat and things like that. I think this is a nice Muslim. You know, it's so beautiful to see that you're a man that's always on a mission. Yeah, wherever you're going, you're on a mission. You're not just, you know, casually strolling around that you've got nothing to do and you're smiling. Yeah, even now I'm talking to you and you're smiling. Yeah, so my question for you is, I haven't been able to see you because of this lockdown. How has it been for you?
It's been, I say 50-50.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had people visiting and texting and Quran singing. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah?
Different from last year Ramadan, but it was a test from Allah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, I know you mentioned Ramadan there. How was your Ramadan? Obviously, it's a bit of a lockdown, so completely different.
Completely different, okay.
Did you enjoy it? Was it better for you? Was it more testing? How was it?
Within myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got to study me.
Yeah.
Who I am and what it's all about. And closing made me have time to think
Definitely.
about my behaviour, outlook on life.
Definitely.
That was different.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's the same for me. Yeah. Normally during Ramadan, you're able to go to the mosque, the masjid. That's a big
That's
thing.
true, yeah.
But this time, like I said, you can't go out anywhere. You can't do different things. So you are focused solely on yourself and those kind of things. Yeah.
Make things work for yourself.
Definitely.
With the will of Allah.
Definitely. It was very interesting. I think for me personally, it was very good. And I hope for a lot of people listening.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah. How was your Eid? That was different.
That was different too, yeah. Okay, inshallah. It's a blessing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get to see anyone on it, or was it by yourself? How was it?
I had a few brothers pop in.
Okay.
We embraced and came around and Eid Mubarak and yeah, it was okay.
Good. Okay. You know, as I said before, you know, you've embraced what I see as the image of Islam. You know, it's very identifiable when seeing you walking around. Why did you make that choice? Yeah, so if you think to yourself, right, as a person who, when you look at someone, like for myself, when I walked out, it's only recently that I've started wearing, like, you know, my topic all the time. Yeah. So no one could really know that I was a Muslim. Yeah, I could walk around. I'm just another black guy walking around, and until I mention it to someone, they're like, "Oh, you're a Muslim." Yeah. Whereas now people see me, they're like, "Okay, he's a Muslim." Yeah. So what made you make the choice to go from being maybe an unidentifiable Muslim, or did you always do that when you reverted?
I just wanted to show the true colour, the cover of the book, what I was defending. It was Quran, so I wanted to address the Sunnah.
Yeah.
And try and
Yeah, good. That's how it was. Did you have any was there any backlash from that for yourself? Any difficult times when from the community or people?
yeah, and parents and the community, they didn't like the code I was dressing. They didn't stand for Islam, so I was shoved around like a basketball.
Yeah. Okay. To and from. Okay. So I know you mentioned like your parents things like that. Were you religious before Islam?
Yeah, I used to go to church.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I used to go to conventions, and I was kind of star in the church just as well as Islam. Yeah.
Okay.
I brought the light there.
Okay.
Inshallah.
So when you say stylish, were you like the pastor preach, or were you just the main
I was a
focus?
singer, like you know, I used to go on the
Yeah.
stage and sing the church song, and
Yeah.
they used to like put money up, like I'll put £5 for this boy to come back to the him again. So it was like I raised £1,000 that
Wow.
day.
Okay.
I did.
So you're obviously, you know, this is what I see. Yeah. Obviously, from a person, you can can tell that you have an aura about you. So when you tell me that you are the light in the church, I can believe that. Yeah, because it's the same as when I see you as a Muslim, just walking around in general. You can tell certain people where you either might gravitate to that person or you just like, I'll leave that person alone. So when you say you are the light of the church, I can believe that. Yeah, sure. There's something there. And raising £1,000 is no small feat. I know. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, exactly. So how long have you been a Muslim for?
27 years.
Wow. 27 years. Okay. So, and in that, I mean, how old are you now, if you don't mind me asking?
I'd like to keep that a secret. Between me and Allah.
Oh dear. See, I thought that was only a question you asked women.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay.
A lot of women do ask me how old I am, but
yeah. You look young. They say black doesn't crack, as they
black
say.
don't crack.
Okay, so were you born as Muhammad Dawood, or?
I was born as David Clive Samuels.
Okay, Samuels, yeah. So my sister's married to a Samuels as well. So obviously David Dawood, was that just an easy transition?
And I did like the name Moses. Mm-hmm. So then I went for the final messenger Muhammad.
Okay, that's no brainer. That's a good one. And did you change your name straight away?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. No brainer, just
changed.
Okay, good. And so when you reverted or converted, as we talk about, because I think you asked the question to me before the show started. What's a
convert and what's a revert?
Yeah. So for people who are listening, and obviously for yourself as well, because you asked the question, I believe as well that as a Muslim, that all children are born Muslim. Okay, so when we say that someone is a revert, that's because they were born Muslim, they transition to another religion, whatever it is, and then if they come back to Islam, they are a revert. Okay.
Okay.
And I think you had a different kind of understanding of it, or something like that, because obviously you had convert and revert.
When you said to me, person are born Muslims, I'm 50-50 with that one. Mm-hmm. I read up in piece of the Quran, it's like they say, each child was born in this world, Iblis pinches it. Yep. This is why it cries at birth. Mm-hmm. This is why the Azan is calling the child here at birth. This is why the Christians go and baptize their children after birth. So when you say we're all born Muslim, could you correct that part for me?
Okay, well, see, with that, right? Yeah. For me, I don't know the answer to that from this conversation. So for me, it's one of those things where I never talk about a subject further than my knowledge. Okay. Yeah. So with this conversation, if anyone does know the full answer to that, come on the show. Tell me. Yeah, there's the show here. You can get in touch. You can get in touch with myself on the show as well, and we can educate people. Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because, like you said, there's a lot of different information out there in Islam, right? And this is probably one of the main things as a revert, knowledge and the surroundings that you have of people. Mm-hmm. You can be led in different directions. Yeah. Not everyone realizes that as a revert. That's one of the big things. Yeah. When you, and I know people as well, they're reverted and then you are in that situation and you don't know what is right and what's wrong. Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's so many different sects of Islam, and then you think to yourself, as black people, my dad mentioned last week, the Nation of Islam came towards him and started speaking about racism, the whites versus the blacks. And we know in Islam there is no such thing as racism. Okay, so you've got to think logically.
There shouldn't be.
Yes, there shouldn't be. Yeah, but in the actual pureness of Islam itself, without culture, there is no racism at all. Okay, so that's another thing. So it's very important as well. I mean, when you reverted, did you have any guidance for yourself? Who guided you to make sure you were on the straight and narrow? Or was it self-taught?
I ran into a Islamic brother, beard, white full one, and I was walking past him and he just looked like a light. So I went up to him and asked him what he was. He said, "I'm Muslim." I said, "I'm Muslim." I said, "Farrakh Elijah Muhammad?" He said, "No, not those people." I said, "Who's your prophet then?" He said, "Muhammad." I said, "I've never heard of him before." Peace be upon him. So my intentions I just walked off and thought, okay, that's cool. And then he called me back and he said, my duty is this prayer coming in, and he went upstairs and showed me wudu. Came back down, done his prayers, and said that's how easy it is. And then from there, he just picked me up every Friday for Jummah, and then I embraced it like that slowly.
Okay.
And then, yeah.
It was a nice journey.
Nice journey.
That's
calm,
good. That's
cool.
good. Yeah, see, the patient approach is always the best one.
Yes.
Yeah, you know when people are forceful, naturally, if you...
Yeah, it was all natural to me.
That's good, that's good. Yeah,
I was searching for God. I was kind of angry, upset with myself still.
Okay.
So...
Is there anything you want to speak further on?
No, not really.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. So, you know, when you reverted to Islam, or converted, as we speak about, how did the Muslim community embrace you? How was that for you?
Very upsetting days. It's kind of like, what's the word I could use? It was kind of intense.
Okay.
Very intense. Because we just come from, to them, the streets, into their building. And like, they didn't really want us in there, if you understand. So they just kind of shoving us away to the door.
Right, okay.
And we just kept on coming back and learning and learning and learning. And after a long run, they accepted us to Islam. But it shouldn't have been like that.
No. So what made you want to keep going back? If you're being shunned away, what kept you going?
It was my duty to learn Islam, innit? So I was converted to Islam. I was put in that mosque to learn Tawheed. So I just wanted that will of Allah.
Yeah,
You know
just
what I
kept
mean?
going.
I just kept going until...
Beautiful.
How beautiful it came to me. And
Good. But you can see, not every story is rosy, So you think last week I had my dad on the show, right? And he had someone who helped him for 4 years, teaching him Islam and like that. And then when he reverted, it was a case of he was in a situation where people were having a conversation, and he was a Christian, a Muslim guy and a Christian, they're having a debate, and then he made his choice, and then from that, his road was there. Yeah.
MashaAllah. So I met your dad in the masjid. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, did you?
Yeah. It was my backbone he was when he came in. I thought, another black brother on the scene. That's good.
That's good.
That's very good.
Were you born in England?
I was.
Okay. So Jamaican ancestry?
Parents.
Yeah, parents. Okay. So for me, it's like my grandparents or great-grandparents, yeah.
Jamaican.
So, so I call myself a bit of a mongrel now because a bit of a mix of different areas. So obviously it was a difficult time for you, and I know there's other people. If other people want to come on the show as well and explain to people that it's not always an easy road to Islam. Yeah, we're put here. It's a test. It is a test at the end of the day, but at the same time, in Islam, it's about what you do and your intentions. Yeah, not the final outcome. Yeah, that's what you're rewarded for. Yeah. And it's nice to know that even though you had these obstacles, you still kept going. Because a lot of people, as soon as they have one barrier, then they quit.
No,
and that's it.
I'm not a quitter.
Good. Yeah, and you can see, and hopefully, inshallah, you get the rewards from the next life.
Inshallah.
Yeah, because of that. Yeah, because of that struggle. Because of that struggle.
For that, okay.
So, were there any other, when you reverted, and you've gone through your journey there, have you seen any other people become Muslim?
I converted a few brothers myself, and went on the hawk together and spread the word, and I went into the town centre. I was one of the first black brothers in the town centre to give dawah.
Right, okay.
I had the Wolverhampton town centre standing for 45 minutes.
Really?
Wallah.
Wow. Okay, so was that just any different backgrounds of people?
Every type.
Okay.
Every type was there.
And what,
I don't tell where I got that spirit from. That spirit's gone now.
I
wish I had that spirit again to call them people. But a lot of people show me respect after the talk.
Okay, that's brilliant.
A lot.
And how did you get them to listen? I mean, what was your message?
The oneness of Allah.
Simple. Okay.
There's only one God. There's only one town centre, but that many routes go to the one town centre, but there's only one God.
Alhamdulillah. Okay. That's beautiful. Yeah,
Inshallah.
That's very good, very good. So I can see that this is why you're a man on a mission. Yeah, I've delved from the start saying I see you as a man on a mission, and you're telling me these things that I wouldn't have thought of. Yeah, doing dawah. Now myself, when at the start of this, we spoke about the charity. Yeah, so me and a few of my brothers and sisters started the charity, And initially, it was just to literally help people who were in need. And we said, the homeless, they need their help.
Yeah, they
So
do.
so we were going out there every Wednesday, feeding them hot chocolate, all those kind of the basics. But it starts with that.
Yeah,
It starts with doing something.
Good.
And if you think, I've started with that, and now I'm here
It's a
speaking
good
to you.
feeling after you done something.
You can't beat
good.
it. You can't beat it. You can't beat it. I mean, some people chase drugs, all these kind of things.
Yeah.
For me, the feeling of helping someone or speaking to someone and them having a connection and talking about a positive thing, and also how we, battled the negatives,
Yeah.
is what gives me the drive. It strengthens my iman as a person. Just speaking to you now, I'm thinking to myself, this is, look at the things he's done. He's gone out to the town centre and spoke to people about Islam. Do you realise the cojones you need to be able to go out and do that kind of thing? Not everyone can do it.
I know.
And especially another thing is that a lot of other religions do this. Yeah, you see like the, Jehovah Witnesses knocking on the door. A lot of the people, people in the town centre with the Bible and things like that. But you never really see Muslims giving that
I was
kind of
one of
dawah.
the first.
Yeah, so that's really good to see. That's really good to see.
Alhamdulillah.
So on your journey to Islam, was there any other religions that you had researched, before finalizing on Islam?
No, Islam just come straight to me after, as I basically lost my children in the house fire. So I was searching. I had to search. I needed to search, and as I said, I found that Muslim brother, the white beard, white turban. That was it. I submitted to him.
Yeah.
To what I seen was good.
Okay, so do you think that seeing him and how he influenced you was that
100%.
something? Yeah, was that
This is
something
one
to
of the
do?
reasons I wear this.
You wear this. I was going to come to that.
One day, a person like me, who's like that person who came to him, will come to me the same way.
Yeah.
I am ready for him.
Okay, brilliant.
Inshallah.
Brilliant. So the people that have converted to Islam, what kind of race were they? Yeah,
Jamaican, English,
Okay.
Sikh,
really? Wow. Okay.
Wallah.
So a load of different kind of things.
all nations.
Wow. Okay. And what was their what attracted them to Islam? And obviously yourself, like I said, you've got a big aura. But I'm intrigued.
Basically, some of them were searching for themselves just as well, because people come to me.
Okay.
So I took them to the mosque and said, "This is what I do." I mean, took them into the wudu room, showed them wudu, and then took them in the mosque, showed them how I pray.
Yeah.
Sat down with them, gave them a book to read, a simple book to read, and from there we started texting, calling, meeting in the masjid, and that's when half the brothers took the shahada.
Brilliant. Okay. Brilliant. And in terms of like praying and things like that, how was your learning of the Arabic and things like that?
It was up to now. It's a bit difficult, but I'm trying.
Yeah.
100%. I'm trying, but yeah, not easy, not hard.
Did you have any lessons or anything like that, or was it?
We did go in a circle, but then the sets came in at the time. We all started gaining the foundation of Islam. Different nations, different tribes, or different organizations or different cults come along and say, this is Salafi, this is Shia, this is a Wabila, this is that. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So we started with messing about on finding the solid ground to walk. Do you understand?
So you had to kind of go back and
go back, search.
Yeah.
And
and make sure you're doing the things right. Okay. Yeah, because I mean, for myself, it's only recently that I've tried to learn Arabic. Yeah. So I know how to do the prayers and speak and those kind of things.
Yeah.
But in terms of the reading, because I've always wanted to be, my intention is to read the Quran in Arabic.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's something that I just wanted to try. And when I used to look at Arabic, you're in the masjid and you see it on the wall and things like that, and you're thinking,
you can't do it.
It just looks like, how is anyone going to read that? But then when you start it, so I started. It was a lot easier than I thought.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, English is really difficult as a language to learn.
It is
English
more than Arabic.
Because Arabic, whatever you see, and then the different grammatical things, they stay the same.
Yeah.
Whereas in English, it goes all over the place, and you think, I'm kind of lucky I was born to know English, but at the same time, it's good that we can learn Arabic as well, which is good. So with Islam being the thing that you just settled on, which is good, When you think of that and going forward with Islam, is there anything that you want to do next in Islam? You say we spoke about Arabic and things like that. Is there anything next you'd want to do?
Just carry on with Allah's works, and just keep giving dawah,
Mhm.
try and guide the people to Islam.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to stop.
Good.
I've been to Hajj.
Oh, brilliant, brilliant.
Yeah, that was a nice experience. Love to go back there again, inshallah. But yeah, I'll just do God's works.
Brilliant. Okay. So yeah, this is the first half of their story with Brother Dawood. We're going to a break now shortly. When we come back, hopefully we can speak to Brother a bit more and get more of his story, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Yeah, we're back again for the second part of the show with Brother Dawood. Yes, assalamu alaikum again.
Walaikum salam.
Beautiful, interesting talk with you on that first half. We spoke about a few things. During the break, actually, for people who are listening, we were speaking about the notion of revert and convert, and that my knowledge, your knowledge, wasn't enough for us to have a debate on it.
Yes.
Fortunately, I've got my dad sitting here in the show as well. Who, when we were talking, he was putting his hand up, trying to wave away. But I said, just be a bit patient. But anyway, he actually knows the answer to this. Okay, so what I'd want to do now, he's not in the shot, but he can explain this to us. Yeah, so if you can pass the mic over to my dad, he'll explain to us the notion between revert and convert, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum. Right.
It's good to see you again. Alhamdulillah. My understanding of revert and convert, etc., as you were saying, was that when all children, you mentioned, all children, when they're born with the fitrah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As Allah says in the Quran, to the nearest meaning, when he had the land of souls, when he took all the children of Adam out of his back, and they, am I not your Lord? Everyone said, yes, I'm your Lord. He said, so that you can't say on the day of Qiyamah that you didn't know. So from that, all children are born with the instinct. I'll give an example of that, is that when we had a cat, I mentioned before, when we had a kitten, the kitten was taken from the litter, straight. And I was watching this kitten after a while. The kitten started licking its paws and then wiping its head, licking its paws, wiping its head. And I said, how did it know that, to do that? By natural, it's inbuilt, born. And that's what we all have. And that's why we say revert. So say for me, for you, Dawood, and you, Daniel, is that we reverted back to our original self.
Okay.
Yeah? That's what we mean by, that's why we say revert, as opposed to convert. Okay?
Yeah. Okay, and there's something that you mentioned as well about being born with jinn and angels as well.
Yeah, we said that when the child's in the womb, apart from having his whole life on like a necklace, and then the angel's asking what is going to be poor, rich, etc., etc., and then what we call a jinn is appointed to that child, or to the baby, and also angels. So even though people talk about jinn a lot, the jinn this, jinn that, there are actually more angels around us than jinn. Yeah, the jinn, the whisperer, but the angels will
protect us.
They're to protect and to guide. So as much as we say, the whistle, but the angels, when you do something good, why? There can't be the jinn saying that. Yeah. It's not the jinn saying. How come you as a Muslim say that you do your 5 prayers and, fast during Ramadan, get up out of your sleep, and give dawah, these good things, and do dawah. Alhamdulillah. So sometimes we have to remember that there are more angels around us helping us than the jinn can help. The jinn, in fact, if you read the Quran, when Shaitan has his last say, he said, I didn't have any power over you. He said, I did not have any power over you. You just listened. As you choose not to listen, he hasn't got any power.
Yeah, exactly. And he rejects the notion that they followed him as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he believes in Allah.
Well, he has to. Yeah. He has to. But except he was, the thing with Shaitan, he was the first racist, as we talk about racism, especially these days. He was the first racist. He was the arrogance, because he didn't want to, he thought he felt he's better than Adam, alayhi salam. So there's certain things, but he has no power over us. In fact, he says it in the Quran, to other mentions that he's going to lead the people astray. Who? And he says, and then the people he can't lead astray, he mentions them as well. So may Allah keep us on the Sirat al-Mustaqim and protect us from the deceit and the lie, especially these days, from the shaitan.
Inshallah.
Thank you. So yeah, there you go. So we've had a bit more of an insight into it. Yeah. And this is the beauty of a bit of knowledge as well. Well, not a bit, a lot of knowledge. Yeah. And also for me personally, when I speak about my my journey, you can see, fortunately, that I had someone there to help me. Yeah, to make sure that what I'm talking about is correct. Yeah, and I don't try and go down different routes. and make mistakes because it's easy.
Yes.
Yeah, it's as easy as you can see. If you and I had carried on that conversation, we could have been going backwards and forwards,
Yeah.
and that can lead to kufr.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, you know, and if you think about in Surah Al-Kahf, and he speaks about, you know, don't have conversations about things that you don't have enough knowledge.
Yes.
Yeah, don't delve into those kind of things. If you don't know,
You don't know.
you don't know. Yeah, so that's it. So that's a good thing, good example for us there, going forward. So, Brother Dawood, yeah,
Yes.
this is the moment where I want to have the center stage for you again. Yeah, as we talk about, and I want the people listening to hear your story. As a Muslim revert, and as we mentioned before, everything isn't always brilliant going to Islam, and people need to realize, yeah, that as reverts we have it difficult. Yeah, it's not easy. As I said before, we don't always have our families, or we don't have the families. Yeah, my family, everyone is Christian around me, apart from my father, my daughter, and my sister. Okay, that's it.
That's it.
Full stop.
Kalas.
Out of a massive family. Yeah, so you can think to yourself, you don't have people to go around and give you, and you have the backbone and the people the shoulders to cry on. Fortunately, I've got my parents, and my mother's still Christian. Okay, so you can see there straight away. You're thinking, okay, you know, I pray for my mother. She is my mother at the end of the day,
100%.
and she's not a Muslim. So you can think to yourself, what? This is my story. Yeah, and I think, you know, if for me personally, that's a difficult thing to carry every day.
Every day.
Okay.
Yeah.
So enough about me though, because my time will come, inshallah.
Inshallah.
But at the moment, it's you. Yeah. So tell people. Yeah, people need to hear this story and need to be aware as well. Okay. So take it away, brother.
Like start something like
Start from wherever you feel comfortable starting for people to listen to your story, in terms of before Islam and the
Before
road, and the
Islam.
road going up to it.
I've always been a searcher, as I said. When I was searching, lost my children. A lot of things started breaking down. Getting a bit confused, as I said. I started doubting God after the kids passed. But then something was in my back of my mind said, find out what happened, find why it happened, what's your purpose on earth. So I just started searching. As I said, I bumped into that Muslim brother. I can't even remember his name. Like it's been many, many years ago. And yeah, we started going masjids and you know, going away in 10 days on Jamaat, and that's in them days. And I started doing things for the Muslim community, making sure getting the kids off the road, getting them in the masjid. Then the masjid opened a gym downstairs.
I remember that.
So we used to get the kids down there and get them on certain things. And then when it was time for prayers, we used to make sure that they went for prayers. And yeah, we started building up like that, and I started meeting the top people in the masjid, started trusting me, I started trusting in them. And yeah, it was a hard road though, Aki. It was like, you know, a lot of tests from Allah.
Yeah. But they do say, you know,
It was a hard road, but yeah, I'm here, Aki. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
I was still finding more, as your dad just said, about things I didn't really pick up when I was back in the days, but now I picked it up. Yeah, it's a learning process. Well, my journey was rough with my mum and my dad. My dad didn't want me in the house with a frock on. He's only a frock. I used to point out pictures on the wall, and he used to baptize us in Christianity. We all had these dresses on in the 70s. All the boys used to wear these pretty dresses. So I said to my dad, I said, if you don't want me in the house with this dress on, why did you baptize him in the dress up there? And he didn't know what to say. And then from there, I just put my mind together, saying I'm going to learn more about Islam. So I just went on my journeys, Aki, and started walking with brothers, listening to your dad, etc., etc.
Okay, so is your relationship with your parents any better than now?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're going to have to accept it at some point, aren't they?
They're not accepted, eh?
No?
They won't call me by my Muslim name.
Really?
No,
nothing?
No,
Okay,
they won't
okay.
do that. But they're all right. They're all right.
You can imagine. It's a test, isn't it?
It's a test.
It's a test. And, you know, we are told...
I give them more dawah than they can give me dawah.
Alhamdulillah, well, there you go. You are the light at the end of the day. So
I'm trying to get my mum
hope
over
so.
before the time.
Yeah. But you remember,
Well, inshallah, I'll try.
We can only do our bit. Yeah, it's not up to us. I mean, if you think of, you know, our Prophet Noah, alayhi salam, 750 years, the Prophet was giving dawah. Alive, 950 years, so I was corrected, there you go. So 950 years giving dawah. And I think to myself, 950 years. If I don't get something within a day or two,
I'm frustrated.
Exactly. I'm frustrated. I could be talking to you now going, you know, why don't you just, you know, if for argument's sake, I could be saying something to you, and tomorrow if I see you and I'm like, you're still not doing it. I told him.
I know.
Yeah. What's going on?
I know.
Allah, what's going on? Why is it not happening? You know, you got to have the patience.
Yeah.
So
that's one of the things you learn a lot in the mosque, patience. It's a big key, patience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you want to expand? How is your patience tested?
Because the passion for Islam was like amazing to me. It's like I don't put it this way. A brother told me slow down, calm down, take it in slowly. But I was wanted to rush. I wanted to learn. I wanted to know. So yeah, and the word supper, patience came in. That was it. Yeah,
And
patience.
Yeah. Okay. Beautiful. Okay, that's good. So in terms of your life now, yeah. So how are things for you now in Islam? Has there been any more struggles for you?
No, it's more me crying for my children and my parents to come to Islam more than me searching anymore. I'm just settling down, as you just said. You want to learn Arabic a bit more, so that's what I'm concentrating right about now. Is learning the Quran. But my patience is waiting for my siblings to come to my religion and my mum to set Islam, and that's what I am waiting for. The du'as I send out is for that alone.
And how many siblings do you have?
Of my own?
Yeah. So your brothers and sisters?
My brothers and sisters, 7.
7 brothers and sisters?
Yes.
Is it?
2 girls, 5 boys.
Wow. Okay. And are they Christian?
Yes.
Okay.
Everyone.
Really?
Yes.
And do you ever have debates with them, conversations, anything like that?
Most time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So when those conversations come up, is it like a setting where you've got the 7 of them versus you, or are you doing
2 and 3?
Yeah.
2 and 3.
Okay.
1 and 2, or some keep their own opinions to themselves.
Mm-hmm. And so what are those like? Are they heated debates? Are they calm debates?
1 and 2, throwbacks.
Yeah.
What the Muslims are doing, what they're done, what they're doing. The terrorists, this and that, all these kind of things come in, firing at you, but you have to, again, be patient with them.
Okay. Did that worry you at all? Was, you know, when you were coming to Islam, you know, because there's a lot of negative things said about Islam.
Oh, yeah, a lot of negative things, yeah.
Did that worry you at all?
I've had milkshakes thrown over me. I've had cars pull up and ask me direction, and I said, oh, down here, take left and right. I had to drive out, threw apples at me, or orange. Yeah, it's been a nasty road
been difficult
on the hawk.
But I suppose that's as well because
made me stronger.
Yeah.
I told them it's never coming off. I want to learn more and teach you more. That's what happened.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
So with obviously when I was young, I remember 9/11. Okay. I remember finishing school and then someone saying, you know, the World Trade Center's been taken out and it's those Muslim terrorists. And obviously, and I'm a Muslim at this point, and I'm in my school. I think I was 3 of. In a school of 700, at the time, there was only 5 of us who were black, and there was 2 Asians. And because I went to school in Telford, and I just remember thinking, oh, here we go. You know, you got the Muslims, Muslims, and it's been the same since. So I think to myself, you know, I'm intrigued as people who have reverted after that point, or people who know about that. And I'm not sure about what kind of things happened before that, but were there any negative things about Islam that you were like, what's going on there? And did you have to ask more questions to find out about it?
Yeah. When I first went in the mosque, it was how you prayed. That was an issue. Like
Okay.
Some prayers, the arms down by the navel, above the chest.
Yeah.
So that was like debating. So I just looked at books and seen the proof that this is Dalil, this is what's written in the book, and I've took it from there. For me,
Yeah.
who you pray that way, you pray that way. Allah knows best. But mine, I think I found the right way to pray.
Good, good. And did you know the people that converted when you were speaking to them? So they converted after speaking to you. Did they ever ask you about things like that, saying, you know, are you going to tell me to become a terrorist? Like, did anyone ever say anything like that? Because I've had that question.
Oh yeah. A lot of.
Yeah.
I've had the NCO squad come to me.
Okay.
Terrorist squad come to see me.
Really?
Voila.
Wow. And what was the intent? What happened there? Yeah, because you
I
don't
don't
hear
really want
those.
to say it. People think I'm an informer, but to work with the Muslim community and help them
Right. Okay.
slow down this terrorism and fear of people. I told them to go home. If you have children, go home.
Yeah.
Allah knows best. It's written. There's nothing we can do. We can try, and it can bring the horse to the well, but you can't force it to drink it, can you?
Definitely.
So
Definitely.
it's the same thing. So yeah, I've been up for terrorism. They wanted the people saying I'm going to do this, and people have said terrorism this to me, and go on, we've done this, and go on, we've done that. I'm going, really? Is that what Islam is all about? Hurting people? I thought it's to guide people, help people. Do you understand?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, people don't realize. I've never spoken to someone who has said that they've been approached by a terrorist organization, right? But it happens. Obviously, it happens. Otherwise, you wouldn't have these kind of things happen. But people need to realize that's not Islam. But I can see.
It's not Islam.
But if they can approach someone like you, okay, and like I said, you're a man on a mission. You know what you want. Then there's going to be people who are unfortunately weaker in their iman, or who are new reverts or whatever, who haven't been influenced by the right community and those kind of things. Who can go those ways?
That can get easily caught out.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I've been like wavy.
Yeah, there you go.
When I was getting it in my brains, and because of the will of Allah, and then listen to the idiots.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, it's very important. I have to say this for people listening. It's important that as a community of Muslim communities, to work together, and also when there are people who have reverted,
help them.
Yeah, help them. Don't be all happy and excited at the point of them reverting, and then just leave them alone.
No, and that's what happened.
Yeah,
they do.
Yeah, and then
they shouldn't do that.
Correct.
I'm always checking on my friends who converted. Most of them married now, alhamdulillah, with children, not dumped and find your way. And how can I get a wife here? And you're not marrying to my sister. You've got many kids, and you used to be a bad man, and you used to do this, and I heard you used to do that. It's nothing to do between you and Allah.
Yeah. As soon as someone becomes a Muslim, they're your brother.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Slate's cleared, isn't it?
So I assume then from what you just said that there are people out there who didn't want you to be around their families. You know, when you said marry this
Islamic families.
Okay. And I assume as well, is that a racial thing?
I think so.
Yeah, and culture. Culture. That's the thing. Sorry, not racial. It's culture.
Culture.
It's culture.
Let's go in the culture way.
Yeah, and that's another thing I need to mention, because as reverts normally, if you're not from the Asian background, you don't have the Asian culture within you, okay, with your family. So we don't always understand the Asian culture as well in terms of the Islam, and there's certain things that happen. But people need to realize that when people revert, whether they're white, black, Asian, Polish, European, whatever, at that point they are your brother or your sister, and we need to make sure we're treating them that way. Yeah, we can't have scenarios where someone doesn't want to marry someone else because they're not Bangladesh, they're not from Bangladesh, or they're not Pakistani, which happens.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's a culture.
Yes.
Yeah, and unfortunately, people who are thinking about Islam look at the culture
side of it
rather than Islam,
the religion itself.
Yeah, and I've known people who have reverted into Islam, and because they've immersed themselves fully into Islam, but they've immersed themselves into the culture, and with that culture they weren't accepted. Yeah, and with the non-acceptance as well, it's it's made them wavy and go certain ways, and then they've come back out of Islam.
Yeah,
and it's sad.
I nearly done that, but as I said, I need to ask Allah some questions. But then when you hear that your kids are above the seven heavens, am I right, Aki? In paradise. So I've got no questions to ask him, then do what he asks me to do.
Yeah.
To worship him.
Definitely.
Definitely.
And as you mentioned, your children are your road to Jannah. Okay?
Yes, inshallah.
And also, just as a point to you, our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he lost his children. Yeah. Okay. So if you think to yourself that you are the first that it's happened to, and I say this to other people who mention, because I've got a daughter as well, and one of my biggest fears is that.
mashallah.
Yeah. But I have to remind myself and say, one, I don't own my daughter. Yeah. It's Allah. Allah owns my daughter. I'm there to guide her as much as I can. But at the end of the day, she is my road to Jannah, yeah? And at the same time, our Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he dealt with it. And in the Quran, you know, in this religion, we're taught so many different things and different ways to deal with things. Whatever you're going through, it's been dealt with in the past.
Yes.
Yeah, to the point that all you have to do is look at it, look into it, find out how that happened, and then then you just and you're taught the ability to cope with these things. So alhamdulillah, you've naturally come to that point.
Myself in that department.
But look into that. Yeah, that's our Prophet. He went there. I think he lost all his children apart from yeah. So anyway, so with that,
Yes.
Lost his boys.
That's it. Sorry, yeah, lost all his boys. Okay.
Inshallah.
So there you go. So that those kind of things have happened, and we need to just educate ourselves on it and hope that we can't lose the hope in the mercy of Allah. There is always something.
There's always something.
And we're always tested. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's another beautiful thing in our religion. People think that when they go through a bad time, they're like, "Why am I going through this? Does Allah hate me?" Yeah, and they have these questions.
I
you have
always
these questions.
do that. I'm always thinking.
Exactly. What have I done?
I mean,
yeah. What have I done here? Well, am I being punished for this, punished for that? But we're told He will test us, just like those who were tested before us.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you think to yourself you're going to go through the world in a jolly, it ain't going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah. And I always think to myself, all the people that are going through a lot worse things than what I am personally going through, and then you think of the Sahaba, or even think of people that we know about in China, all the Muslims that have been locked up in China. And I think to themselves, these people have been locked up just because they're Muslims. Yeah, and I'm like, but they're still a Muslim. Yeah? And there's people who they don't trade their place in the akhirah for the dunya.
No way.
Yeah, and I'm like, wow, okay. If I thought I had it difficult from some things in the Western world, I don't have it. Yeah, we in the grand scheme of things, we have it easy. My problems are first world problems. Yeah, for me personally. Yeah, and there's people who have gone through much difficult things like yourself, and you're still here. You're still a Muslim. You're still praying. You're still saying Alhamdulillah. You're not cursing our Creator for something that we don't know.
Never will.
Yeah, we don't know it. At the end of the day, our intellect is limited. So it's beautiful to see that even though you've gone through such hardships in your life, and I could tell looking at you how difficult that is, and it's something that God forbid I never go through. Yeah, no one else goes through that.
No.
But you're still here. That's good, alhamdulillah. So it's really good to speak to you on this topic, Brother Dawood. And
thank you, brother.
I hope everyone else who's listened as well gets a good insight into this. Yeah, so
I was a bit nervous still, folks, but
yeah, but you got through it. Yeah,
yeah, inshallah.
Was it as difficult as you thought it would be?
No.
Right answer. Good.
Calm. All good.
Good. So, on the show as well, I mean, like I said at the start of the show, if there's anyone out there in the West Midlands or Wolverhampton area who would like to come on the show and share their story, if you're a female as well and don't want to be in the presence of a male, I have my sister who's more than willing to speak to the sisters because she's got a lot to say. She wants to keep talking and talking. And I say, we'll get you on the show, me and you, and we'll talk. And she wants to speak. And there's a lot of Muslim sisters that she has who want to be and speak about things. We can't just keep it about the men.
I know.
There's a lot of women going through a lot of struggles.
Yes.
So if there's anyone out there who wants to get on the show, get in contact with the show. This will also be on YouTube, so if you want to contact YouTube as well and speak about that, you can contact me as well on Instagram. My Instagram is _Dan, DAN, L for Lima, B for Bravo, _. You'll see me on there with my hat and my smile, hopefully, and you're attracted to it by saying, yeah, I want to speak to this brother, and then we can go from there. Just DM me and we can move forward, and yeah, so hopefully next week. My guest, most likely, because she's been pestering me a lot, is going to be my sister. She wants to talk about. She's a born Muslim, okay.
Alhamdulillah.
So she's not a revert, but she's a born Muslim. But she's gone through, her struggles in herself, yeah, on her journey in Islam. And I want to share that with people as well, so they can understand that it's not just the men that are talking.
It's the women.
And the women and things like the hijab, and she's got loads to say. So, yeah, so when she's on the show, we'll talk more to her about it, and inshallah, it goes well, and we're spared to hear that. So once again, Brother Dawood, it's been fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Jazakallah.
Assalamu alaikum wa
Wa alaikum
rahmatullah.
assalam wa barakatuh.
And to everyone else listening, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. See you next week, inshallah.
Inshallah.